The Richard J. RInkoff Collection is filled with rare stamps from all around the globe, including many from countries that you'll easily find on a map today, such as Canada, Cape of Good Hope, and Mauritius. But there's also a lot of stamps from countries and territories that no longer exist. So today we're going to look at stamps from 3 British territories that you've probably never heard of before. The first stamp we're going to look at is from Mafia Island, which is an island off the coast of Tanzania in Africa, formerly known as Zanzibar. Now, this island was occupied by the Germans in 1890, and it was taken by British forces during World War I in 1915. The first stamps that were issued under British rule were actually handwritten on top of German colonial stamps by the military governor, J.D. Mackay. So this stamp here says JDM. Those are Mackay's own initials. And if you're wondering, the word mafia derives from either Swahili or Arabic and doesn't have anything to do with the Sicilian term. So the second stamp we're going to look at is from Long Island. Now, if you're like me, you may think that Long Island is a couple of miles that way, but this is a different Long Island located in the Gulf of Smyrna off the west coast of Turkey. The island is also called Uzun Ada, which is Turkish for Long Island, and like Mafia Island, this was occupied by the British Navy during World War I. The Mediterranean fleet came into Long Island and produced stamps on a typewriter, which is why this looks so primitive. And lastly, we have a stamp from New Britain. New Britain was a part of German New Guinea prior to World War I, but on September 11th, 1914, the Australian Naval and Military Expeditionary Force invaded the island and captured it with little resistance. This was one of the first battles of World War I. Britain occupied the island through the remainder of the war, and the League of Nations in 1920 made it a part of the territory of New Guinea. Like the Mafia Island stamp, you can see this was printed on top of a German colonial stamp, GRI, meaning Georgius Rex Imperator, because of course King George was the King of England during World War I.